Is it working? Are we live?
Yeah, let's see if people can hear us and how the sound looks, right?
Is it working?
Is it working? This is probably a bit nervous. Yeah, we are really nervous.
I'm not nervous, I'm absolutely cool. I'm totally relaxed.
Yeah.
Absolutely relaxed.
Yeah, we hope the sound is okay. And
Is the sound good?
wow, we have so many chat messages. What are you doing, Sebastian?
Nice. There are really people watching us. I can't believe it.
Well, thank you so much.
Hey, it's so nice to see you guys.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi. So cool.
Yeah.
So nice. So many familiar faces. Hi,
Yeah.
Sea Stallion. Vats. Thanks so much, Vats, for being here.
Connor Harris.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Good sound? Okay. You are loud, says one.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit echoey. Yeah. Hey, please forgive us. It's our first time. We're total newbies with that kind of stuff.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're total newbies, so the sound might not be perfect. There might be echo and so on, right? So we certainly will optimize it in the future.
Well, we have people from Austria, Bulgaria,
Wow.
Texas. Hello.
From New York, amazing. Brazil, from Texas, Joe Techmeyer even. Hey Joe, hi. Thanks for your awesome drone footage
Yeah, we
every
always
time.
use your footage. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's awesome.
really from the Boring Revolution. Thank you so much. So be sure to check out Boring Revolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, thanks for this. Thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, thanks. Cool. So, do we start answering
Costa Rica, Kitzbühel. From the
UK,
UK,
Canada.
Amsterdam,
Pakistan, amazing.
Wyoming.
Zimbabwe, this is crazy. We wouldn't have thought that so many people are even watching us. It feels a bit strange for us, I have to say, but positively strange, of course.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so
So?
without your help, we couldn't have reached now 30,000 subscribers, and
Absolutely, thank you very
we
much.
really appreciate it. And yes, and now we're getting more and more comments always below each video. So unfortunately, we cannot reply now to each comment, but we always read through them. And that's also a reason why now we thought about maybe we should do a live stream so we can interact with you like in real time. And
Absolutely, and we're planning to do this more often now, right? Once per month, maybe? Maybe once per month, let's see. Yeah, I think it's a nice thing.
yeah.
Cool, so yeah, thank you very much for watching our channel, for enduring our weird outbursts and videos and
Also my very
strange...
German/Chinese accent when I speak English.
Yeah, our accents are certainly a bit weird. We have to admit it. But yeah, we're trying. We're trying to improve.
So someone asked if it's possible to stop the echo. Do you think the echo is really bad?
Echo? Is there a lot of... I mean, we could put some...
Thanks a lot for the donation, Ivan.
Thanks. So we could put some sound dampener behind us, but I think maybe, I don't know. Is the echo really bad? Like, is it really bad, or can you understand what we're saying at least?
Okay, someone says, Wolfgang Mozart says echo isn't that bad. Not bad, sounds fine. Okay, so you can understand us. We're working on it. We'll certainly improve it for the next time. But we thought it would be fun if you would see our room, you know, because we have some
Wow, thanks, Ewan. And we have some stuff to put behind, a sound dampener, but we thought it would be fun if you see our room, you know. It has a more personal atmosphere. Yeah, so we had quite some questions, right?
Yeah, we can. So I think I already saw a question asking if we are married. So are we a couple?
I think yes, right? Last time we checked, we were still married. I hope it stays that way. Yeah, we are since 2 years, and we are together since 8 years already. Wow, how time flies, right? How time flies.
And thanks a lot for the super chat, Andrew King.
Orim 83.
We really appreciate.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Orim 83, who plays guitar? I play guitar.
Yeah.
But not so often anymore, unfortunately, because now I have to edit YouTube videos.
And hello, Michael. Thanks a lot. You always leave us such nice comments.
Amazing. So many people. It's
yeah.
I can't even follow the comments now. This is
and now I try
amazing.
to slow down, enable slow mode of the. Yeah, that is Gandalf's staff. That's our proud Gandalf staff.
Yes, it is Gandalf's staff. Thanks for noticing. Thanks for also being a Lord of the Rings nerd. This is the staff of Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah.
It's a replica from Weta Workshops or something. Yeah.
So now we can go back to our relationship. So we already answered the first question that we are married, and people are also wondering when we met and how we met. So now we live together in Munich, Germany, and currently we are in Germany. And thanks, Mark Holmes, for the super chat. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Wow. Thanks, Tony Werner. You're so, wow, amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we live in Munich, exactly. Munich, Bavaria, you know, Oktoberfest, beer, and so on. And yeah, we met 8 years ago, also here in Munich, right? At university. You were studying mathematics. I was doing my PhD in physics. And we are two total nerds meeting each other. That fits perfectly, you know, physics and mathematics is a very good combination, and that was like instant very good match, right?
There are only nerds at the Technological University in Munich.
Yeah, it's the TU München, Technische Universität München, so it's like Technical University of Munich, and that's like all the nerds go there, you know, like all the science nerds and geeks, they go to the TU München. So that was very nice that we met there, right?
Yeah. And thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we have somebody else. Potsdam, also in Germany.
Wow, we even have German people watching us. That's so cool.
And also people asked what we did on our first date. So.
Oh, what did we do on our first date? We went like true nerds. We went to the German museum. So it's like a technical museum. So the exhibitions are mainly technical, I would say. You see a lot of ships and boats and old airplanes from, you know, 100-year-old airplanes. Wow. Igor Ivoilov, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you see a lot of airplanes and technical machines and a lot of science stuff. Astronomy, astrophysics. They have a huge exhibition with a lot of astrophysics, which is of course very interesting. So yeah, it was like two true nerds. It was pretty nice, right? A nerd date.
And afterwards we went to a Mexican restaurant, right?
Yes,
that
afterwards.
was also nice. The food was also nice.
Yeah, afterwards we went to a Mexican restaurant. It was also very nice food. So that was basically our first date, right?
Yeah. Oh, we have so many people. I didn't expect it. Wow, somebody from Ingolstadt. So Ingolstadt.
Martin, hey, servus. Hi, Martin. Nice to see you. Cool.
Yeah.
So many people. Wow.
Oh, thank you so much, Eric. You made it.
Eric, thank you so much. You make the most awesome renderings of Starship and Starlink.
Yeah. And Eric now also has a YouTube channel, so you can see all his amazing renders on YouTube also.
Yeah.
Oh, and Andrew, I'm so sorry I cannot pronounce your name. Maybe you can teach me.
Ivan Raif, yes, it was Don Luca. Hi, Ivan.
So maybe later we can make a hug. Now I see a lot of hug in the chat, and you have to do. I will do hug later, and he will play the guitar later, maybe.
So nice. Cool.
Oh.
So many amazing people. Like, we have to say, I mean, it sounds cheesy, and you think like, okay, we just say this, but we are so amazed every time we read the comments. There are so many amazing people among you. Like, we are amazed every time the level of knowledge that people have, and there are so many really intelligent people who make so many intelligent comments. I have to say, it kind of restored my hope for humanity. I mean, it sounds a bit cheesy and exaggerated, but yeah, I really have to say it's true. Yeah.
So I think we have a nice donate from Stanley Ford from the Mars Society, and maybe we should answer the question.
Thank you so
also.
much.
So when would you go to the moon or Mars, and at which stage, and when do you think we could go?
Wow, that's a good question. So I think moon first before Mars. The voyage time certainly is a problem with Mars, of course. We know that it needs, with current propulsion systems, you need half a year, 6 months. So this is a bit off-putting. So I think realistically, until the colony on Mars functions well and everything, the danger level is decreased far enough that you go there without, I don't know, going, like having a high risk of accidents or something like that. I think it will be 2040. Many people won't like to hear it.
So because 2040 is like for everyday people, so not trained astronauts.
I think so. I mean, that's just an estimate, I would say. I mean, realistically, we are always more cautious, you know our stance. I mean, we love Elon. Elon is an amazing visionary, but he's maybe sometimes a bit too optimistic. What would you say? Like, his time frames are a bit like, let's put it like this, a bit...
He calls it inspirational, right?
Yes, aspirational timelines. So I think if we land on Mars in 2030, we can be very happy. I think the time frames are 2029 or 2031 for the launch windows. So if it would be 2030 plus minus, we can be extremely happy. But until the colony works and everything is awesome, I think at least 10 more years, right? So moon definitely earlier. I think on the moon we might have a running and working colony faster, because resupplying the moon, of course, with a two-day time to get there, basically, you can resupply the moon much faster and you can build a moon colony much faster. Therefore, I think the moon colony will grow a lot faster than the Mars colony. So I would say moon in 2030.
Yeah, I think so. At moon in 2030, you mean for us or for everyone?
Yeah, I think moon in 2030 might become affordable, but still very expensive. But for everyone, maybe moon in 2040. Like in the year 2040, I think the way things are progressing now with Starship, you probably will be able to spend a few $1,000s to have a trip to the moon. Because that's the goal, right? We don't want to spend...
Someone asked us if $200,000 would be enough to fly to the moon in 2030. That's a bit too optimistic, maybe?
To the moon or Mars?
Yeah, to the moon in 2030.
In 2030, $200,000. Well, it depends, of course. There are so many variables now. How will it go with Artemis? When will Starship really be finished? When will Starship land on the moon? So there are quite a lot of variables, and 2030 might be a bit too early. It might be more realistic to say 2035 or 2040. I don't know. We are always on the cautious side, so we like to make a bit more cautious estimates, and then we are very happy when it's even faster. You know.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like it will be 2025, and then if it's not 2025 but 2030 or 2035, we're all sad and disappointed. We don't want that, right?
No. I think we have some other questions. So, yeah, if we could ask Elon one question, what that would be?
I have one. I have many actually. I'm thinking about.
You can
Do you have one?
Pick one.
What would you ask? I am also interested.
I have to think about it, to be honest.
I think I have one. Elon, where do you take this inhumane amount of energy from? like how can you work 100 hours per week, or I don't know how much he works? How is he doing it? What kind of inhumane time management do you have, Elon? Like, do you even sleep?
He doesn't sleep. I'm
Probably
pretty
not.
sure.
Thanks, W4L.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
And so I think I would ask the same question, which I also saw under our latest community post, what he will do after Mars colony. So after the Mars colony becomes self-sustainable, and after SpaceX has managed to establish the infrastructure to build 1,000 starships so that everything goes by itself, what would be his next goal? I mean, we have the suspicion that would be Titan, would be the other icy moons, but he never really confirmed that, right?
Yeah, we just showed some renderings of Starship at the moons of Saturn and far places in the solar system. But that's actually a good question. What are the plans afterwards? Interstellar voyages? Bases on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn? Yeah. There are so many possibilities, you know? So I think it depends also like how long it will take to establish the Mars colony, and how old will Elon be, and how much longer will he live, and will he upload his mind into Neuralink and become an AI overlord?
It's not exaggerated, right?
I think it's not. It might sound exaggerated, but I think he might actually think of something like this already.
Could be.
I'm not sure, but he always thinks of insane things, so I wouldn't be surprised if Elon finds a way to become immortal and merge with an artificial intelligence and become the god of Mars, an AI god of Mars.
And we have some related question here, so thanks a lot for the super chat and for the question, Steven.
Hi, Steven. Thanks.
So we do believe that Starship will become the norm of space travel at some point, right? So both for here on Earth, so you can travel from America to Europe within 1 hour, and now when we have to fly to the States, it takes like 10 hours.
Yeah.
It's way too long, so... But then, of course, becomes the norm of space travel, so... The first, of course, probably asteroid mining companies, because we don't think SpaceX will... I mean, Elon always says like SpaceX is like a transportation company, so they won't build any like infrastructure for the moon or Mars. I mean, you could of course use the first starships as like preliminary, so temporary moon base or Mars bases, but later on we will need other companies to build like or 3D print bases for the moon or Mars. And we also need companies who develop space mining technologies because there's so much precious metal in space.
Yeah, that's true. So SpaceX sees itself, as you said, as a transportation company. So it enables the infrastructure to get somewhere, to get to the moon, to get to Mars. But of course, for building things on the moon and Mars, we will have secondary companies, and there will be a lot of startups. And I think this will be kind of a new gold rush, kind of a new gold rush of companies and innovative companies that will be created to mine asteroids, as you said, to mine the moon, harvest resources on the moon. The Boring Company is a perfect example of a perfect synergy. We did this episode with Will from the Boring Company on synergies between the Boring Company. This is a perfect example of another company that will basically then help us on the moon and Mars to dig underground tunnels and mine resources and mine water ice. So, and the habitats, for example, we have a lot of 3D printed habitat projects going on. We have Marsha from AI Space Factory, right? Yeah. This Marsha thing, if you remember, from AI Space Factory. We had the Bigelow inflatable habitats.
Yeah, I hope Bigelow will come back at some point.
Yeah, it's really
and
sad.
We also will have something like similar to Elon's brother Kimball's company, which provides like food for the moon and Mars. And food would have to be grown in a totally different way as here on Earth, and there are so many different possibilities to do it, probably.
Yeah, that's also a perfect example. And
let's see what other questions.
Yeah, Bigelow is really sad because that would have been a perfect combination to have the inflatable habitats, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm very sure there will come many new startups and companies in this new age of off-world industry, because we don't have any industry right now in space. And this will be created from scratch, and there will be a huge boom of new startups, in my opinion.
Yeah, basically, so there's like a completely new space industry probably will be established in 10 to 20 years. Thanks to the progress now at SpaceX, and NASA is also recognizing what SpaceX is capable of, so we might see an entirely new industry developing.
Ben, love you guys. We also love you, Ben. So, Sea Stallion, hi Sea Stallion. Wow, thanks a lot for your...
You have been watching us already for more than 1 year.
We've been reading your comments since a long time, and we always say, Sea Stallion, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. So, do you think Mars gravity will be enough to eliminate most, if not all, of the effects of microgravity? Or will they need rotating habitats for long-term survival? That's an excellent question. One we are thinking about all the time ourselves, and I don't know what you think. I mean, our opinion changes all the time.
Because we also don't have so much experience with low gravity, right? We have the ISS, this like zero gravity.
Yeah.
But we don't have so many studies on the effect of low gravity on the human body.
We have basically two data points, 0 and 1. Okay, so we have 0G and 1G. And we unfortunately still, in the year 2020, which is a real embarrassment in my opinion, still do not have any data points for low gravity. So Mars with its 0.38 G might turn out to be exactly on the threshold where you don't suffer brutal bone and muscle loss and get heart problems like heart disease and many more problems that are associated with 0G.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't know for sure. So
to be on the safe side, some genetic engineering would be helpful, right? We just reported like this super mouse experiment from the ISS a few weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah. The genetically mutated super mice, they have myostatin was inhibited. They have been genetically modified to have low myostatin, and then they got brutally pumped. I would also like that, for example, because I would like to not go to the gym so often.
How often do you go to the gym?
I still have to go 4 times a week, unfortunately, because if I don't go, then I instantly become weak. So I would also like this myostatin inhibition, but that's another story. So genetically modifying humans to be able to live in low gravity environments might actually sound insane right now, but it might become very viable. It's certainly easier than building rotating habitats. I mean, rotating habitats are an awesome idea. Our friend Dr. Joseph Parker had this idea and it's amazing. So you rotate, that you create centrifugal force, and thus you basically have 1G even on Mars or on the moon. But it's building something like this, of course, takes time and effort, and the first colonies certainly will not have rotating habitats.
No. That's
for sure. After Starship lands, we will have normal habitat modules, inflatable habitats or subsurface habitats, or 3D printed regolith domes.
I mean, the question is, how long does it, if it has a negative effect on you, how long does it take until you really feel it? So, the first generation settlers on Mars, probably they won't be children or too young, probably more like in the 40s or 50s. So you don't. So even if you get some damage from the radiation or low gravity, it doesn't matter so much.
Yeah.
It will make sense.
Yeah, that's a good point you're saying. So actually it makes a lot of sense to send older people to the moon and Mars first, because they have a higher radiation tolerance, which makes a lot of sense because someone who is 20 has a low radiation tolerance. Yeah. That's also something our good friend Dr. Joseph Parker told us. Basically, he's a medical expert and has a lot of knowledge on radiation, and he said basically it would make a lot of sense, or more sense, to send older people first. They have higher tolerance, and of course their lifespan is not as long anymore as someone who is 20. I mean, that sounds quite brutal, but I mean it's true. I mean, someone who is 50 or 60 won't live as long anymore as someone who is 20. So that, in combination with a high tolerance, would make a lot of sense, yeah.
Another question?
Andre Figueras Rutz. Awesome name. Hi Andre, thanks a lot. Have you met other Elons that disrupt like you? How many? What would you say? Are there other Elons?
Probably not.
I think Elon is one of a kind, honestly.
I mean, not only does he have amazing ideas, he also has the capability to execute them. There's normally you either have people who have amazing ideas and they are scientists. Like we met so many such people at the university, but then they don't have the capability of executing those ideas because you don't have the money or don't have the skill of talking to people or motivating people. I mean, Elon's companies, they're just so much more efficient than the other companies.
Yeah, he has a skill set, a combination of skill sets that is, in my opinion, absolutely unique. Not only is he brutally smart, but he also has an insane willpower, an insane drive, relentless energy source. I don't know what kind of energy source. He never sleeps, and he also has the number 5 is he has this perfect ability to feel somehow, as if he would feel it, what is right now, what the world kind of needs, what kind of technology would be needed to advance humanity. And this is a skill set which is, in my opinion, unique. So I think there currently on this planet there is no other Elon. Is he even human?
Yeah, many people say he's Martian, right?
Yeah.
But I also saw a lot of people asking about Venus. So, I mean, we covered a few times now lately. We did a few Venus episodes where we said there's now new studies suggesting the possibility of life on Venus. And probably people are more interested whether SpaceX would send Venus missions and would other companies interested in Venus. I mean, NASA is also now starting to consider new Venus missions, right?
Yeah, Venus always got not enough love, in my opinion. We always try to squeeze Venus in, every time, even before the news that phosphine was detected in the clouds of Venus, which is a sign of life or microbes in the atmosphere of Venus. But Venus always I found insanely amazing. I mean, this world is basically like a second Earth, and it could have had oceans. I mean, there's strong evidence suggesting that it had oceans and was favorable to life until only 600 million years ago. I mean, that's not so long ago in astronomic terms. In human terms, it's insanely long ago, of course. But yeah, Venus is insanely amazing, and I really hope to see more Venus missions. Floating cities, you know, and maybe one day in the far future even terraform Venus.
But it's even more difficult than terraforming Mars, right?
It is insanely difficult, so it will not be in the next 100 or 200 years. More like 1,000 years, probably. Stand up for Venus. Yeah, of course, Daniel. Yeah. Nobody talks about Mercury. Yeah, that's true. Mercury doesn't get love. Somehow Mercury is a strange one, right? I mean, it's super near to the sun, but it actually has like, at the poles, actually, there are some craters at the poles where there's a lot of darkness and basically the temperature is very low. So who knows, you know? Who knows? You could probably also build a base on Mercury at some point. But of all the places in the solar system, probably Mercury doesn't make too much sense right now. Right now. This could, of course, change in the next hundreds of years. Are you guys together? Yes, we are, John.
Yes, So originally, of course, I'm from China. I was born in Beijing, and Germany probably would say Peking. So I was born in Beijing, and I moved to Germany 10 years ago. So first I was in Berlin. So now we are getting back to the personal questions, just for the topic change. Mm-hmm. So I was first in Berlin for 2 years, no, more than 2 years. 4 years maybe, where the Gigafactory now is being built, and then unfortunately after that I moved to Munich for college. That's also where we met and where we live now. So you are originally from, you didn't say it, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't say it. I am originally from the funny country Romania. You know, it's a country in Eastern Europe known for vampires. Known for vampires, yeah. Are
there real vampires in Romania?
Of course. And I've been living in Germany since a quite long time, so I'm basically I can speak German my whole life basically. I even forgot Romanian to some degree. I can still understand it and still speak it a bit. Do we have people from Romania here? Do we have people from Romania? Bună seara!
Wow, Field Admiral Spartan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are always one of the first watching our videos.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
So cool.
And we have Bilbo Baggins.
Mark Carter says Mercury is a better choice than Venus for a colony. It can be argued yes and no, because what Venus has, it has an Earth-like gravity, and basically in the atmosphere, the atmospheric layers, the pressure is also quite Earth-like. So there are some things also speaking for Venus.
Yeah, Bob Harris said Helium-3 mining for the moon, right?
Helium-3 mining?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Bob Harris. Helium-3 often pops up in regard to the moon. The problem with Helium-3 is we don't yet have a fusion reactor which would use the Helium-3 chain, because the Helium-3 chain, building a fusion reactor with that chain is, I think, more difficult than building the regular reactors we have currently, you know, for example, deuterium or something. So you need more energy to create fusion with Helium-3, a lot more. and thus it's more difficult to build. So, but at some point in the future, 30, 40 years in the future, it might become a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we have some other question here. Kirshna Gato. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. So, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Krishna Gatol, you have birthday, of course. We wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and nice. So people ask if whether we know Isaac Arthur. Unfortunately, not.
Lilauch V. Britannia, do you know, guys? I mean, we know him from the videos. We watch his videos sometimes. They are really awesome. He is a really amazing futurist and has excellent ideas, but we do not know him personally yet. No?
Yeah, that's also why we started this channel, right? Because we had a feeling like all the amazing people or all spaceflight fans or electric car fans, disruptive technology fans, they all live in the States. And personally, we almost don't know anyone here in Germany or more so in Munich. So that's why we started this channel.
Yeah.
Just to be connected with other people, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were always the oddballs, right? We were always the odd ones, like, why are you interested in space? Why are you interested in Tesla so much, in SpaceX? And I was like, why? How can you not be? How can you not be interested in these things? I never understood this.
Yeah.
But then we said, you know what? Let's start a channel.
Yeah.
And then we might get to know amazing people, which now apparently is happening.
Yeah.
We're getting to know all you amazing people, which is just awesome.
Yeah, and we were also able to get to know Felix from What About It, right?
Yeah, he's an amazing guy.
Yeah. It's so funny that we are all living in Germany.
Yeah, that's really so cool somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have another question here. So thanks a lot, Jay, for the super chat. So artificial gravity on Starship. I think we talked about in one of our older videos, right?
Yeah.
We had the fixed Starship flows series.
Yeah.
So artificial gravity would be one of those, let's say, flows. I mean,
flows
Starship,
is a strong word.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, Starship is
enhancements.
Enhancements better.
Enhancements, yeah. So what do you say?
So we explore different possibilities. I mean, there are different possibilities to have artificial gravity. I mean, so there's you have to rotate the ship some kind. You can rotate it horizontally or vertically.
Yeah.
I mean, we also made some calculations. But for Starship, for the current Starship, the diameter would be a bit too small for like a vertical or horizontal, depending how you see it, rotation inside the ship, right?
Yeah. So
that would be the most easy.
That would be the easiest solution
from an engineering point of view.
Yeah. I mean, having it rotate along its axis would be nice, but Starship diameters with 9 meters too small, so you would need very high RPMs, rotations per minute, and studies show that at very high RPMs, people do not tolerate it very well. So until I think above, is it already 4 or 5 RPMs, you start you feel sick all the time. So you might be able to acclimatize to 5 to 10 RPMs, but it's not known if everyone could acclimatize to such high RPMs. So to be on the safe side, it would make sense to have two starships somehow attached to each other.
Yeah.
For example, back to back. So when the starships attach to each other, back to back, and then you rotate them like this, you know.
But like, of course, it's more difficult to achieve that engineering.
Of course, you have to
balance the weight.
You have to make a Mars injection burn, basically. And then after the burn, you have to make a maneuver to attach them, and then let them rotate. And of course, it's more difficult than with one starship. But I think currently this would be the best solution, having some form of attachment of two starships. And then have like 0.5 G or 0.something G on the voyage to Mars, so that when you arrive on Mars, you're not totally destroyed and cannot even walk. That would not be so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but I saw people also now mention Starship 2.0 with 18-meter diameter. It sounds more realistic if you have...
If you have 18 meters, that would be nice. That would already be quite nice. Yeah.
I think someone also asked about nuclear thermal engine.
Oh, okay.
That was the other enhancement we mentioned in our video, right? Which would be possible.
So you can make a few enhancements. First is artificial gravity. Another one is, of course, shielding against cosmic and solar rays, where we sometimes like to criticize Elon. One of the few times, because he's a genius, but I don't know, we don't see them talking often enough about the dangers of space radiation, like cosmic radiation. So some kind of shielding would probably not be bad. And then, of course, also the propulsion. Yes, nuclear thermal would cut down travel time to 3 months, was it?
Yeah. I mean, that would also kind of solve the other problem to a certain extent, right? If you don't have to spend your time in space so long, then you don't need so strong nuclear shieldings.
Yeah, exactly. That actually solves also, to some extent, the problem with radiation, because if you're faster at Mars, you don't spend so much time in space.
Yeah.
So the radiation dosage you get is lower. Yeah. Awesome. What else do we have here? Nice guitars in the background. What's your favorite guitarist? Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan, best guitarist of all time. True story. Nose to nose on a 3-kilometer cable. 3-kilometer cable, wow, that is a pretty long cable. We would have to see if the structural integrity of Starship would be high enough to withstand those centrifugal forces with a 3-kilometer long cable. I'm not sure if the steel welds and the steel structure currently is strong enough, but it could be. When are you... Vats, hi Vats! Hey, how's it going? When are you guys getting your Cybertruck? And when are we going to hang out? Well, we ordered the Cybertruck, of course. When it came out, we were blown away by the insane design. It's like, wow, we have to have this crazy thing.
Did we order it for our German address? Right. We only have a German address.
Yes, but this will turn out to be a problem because who knows when the Cybertruck will be available in Germany, and if it will have
they won't produce it at Giga Berlin, right?
No, and if it will have to be modified size-wise, because Elon said they will want to produce a smaller Cybertruck for the rest of the world. So who knows when we will have a Cybertruck, Vats, but we want to do a Cybertruck tour in the States at some point, maybe by the end of next year, and maybe do some meetups in the States. You know, would be nice to visit some people and then meet some cool people here. We might announce some meetups and so on, and then have
we were in the States last year. We did a road trip.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our channel, how many subscribers? Has less than 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it was really small back then. It was really small. We did a small tour, and actually we met one of our viewers, right?
Yeah.
Mitch. Mitch from San Francisco. Hi Mitch, in case you're watching. That was the only person we met because not many people watched us back then, basically. But next time we want to do a Cybertruck road trip and meet a lot of people and have some meetups.
Pandemic gets under control. I mean, the case is now going up again in Germany.
Yeah,
so
hopefully
we cannot go anywhere again.
Yeah, hopefully the pandemic will be resolved until until the end of 2021. I hope so.
And we wish everyone good health. That's really
important. Absolutely. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Yep.
It's it's a serious time.
People from Boca Chica. I am watching from Boca Chica.
Who's watching from Boca Chica?
I don't know.
Ah, okay. I want to meet you. I will travel. Roger Poppelar. Cool. Nice, Roger. We can meet, of course. We will announce it, and there's certainly a way to organize it.
So also people ask what we do full time. So now we are almost doing YouTube full time.
Yes.
So we don't have a big team, so it's only the two of us. So only the two of us doing everything.
Yeah, we have no team. We have no one. You sometimes probably notice it because of all our stupid mistakes.
We are really sorry.
Please forgive us.
Starting. Long as we
all
mess
the
it
time.
up with 13
All the
and
time
14.
we mess some stuff up. But we're only two people. Basically, we have no one. We have no team. Nothing. So we're trying to do everything on our own. So of course, the probability for mistakes, therefore, unfortunately, increases. I would say.
Yeah.
But at some point in the future, we can actually, if we should grow bigger, we might find some people who edit the videos. You know, that would save a lot of time because editing is really a brutal amount of work.
But
so
now we're getting more and more efficient.
Yeah, yeah. So we're doing it full time. You're right. Yeah. We're working full time.
But what did you do before YouTube?
Before YouTube, I was working at the patent office. I was a patent examiner. Yes, I examined patents, intellectual property, basically. So at the European Patent Office for a few years. That was my job before. And then I also, before that, worked at BMW for a few years at hydrogen, in hydrogen cars. So I know firsthand that hydrogen is really not a good idea. So that's why we rant often about hydrogen, is because I know firsthand that it's a stupid idea.
But they gave up on hydrogen, right?
They're trying to pursue it like pseudo, like, yeah, let's do a bit also.
For the image.
Yeah, for the image. Let's do a bit of hydrogen so that it appears that we do a bit, but actually we're not doing so much, you know? Yeah, so I was working at BMW, at the European Patent Office, and before that I was doing a PhD thesis in physics also.
Yeah.
And before that I was studying physics. Yeah.
No, thanks a lot for the super chat, Jane and
Thank
Greg.
you so much.
Yeah, we also saw news that NASA is going to announce something big for the moon on Monday. I wonder why. What?
Yeah. You mentioned it.
We don't have any more news than you guys have. We are also waiting for the announcement from NASA, right?
Yeah. It probably won't be huge alien structures on the far side of the moon. I suspect. Some people are probably already ablaze, like UFOs finally discovered on the far side of the moon. Probably not.
Let's see tomorrow.
Or what do you say?
I mean, UFO would be nice, but
Of course, it would.
I also believed in UFO when I was a child.
And then not anymore. Oh man. They are going to cancel the SLS, Josie. That would be nice. Josie, that would be amazing. If they would announce we are canceling SLS, we would have a party. Because it would be a wonderful day to stop this insane taxpayer money waste, which basically is completely obsolete. We say it many times, but we like to say it again and again.
I think people are also asking about the Chinese moon plans. And I think one question was like, do you think the new Chinese space station, which they're going to build, the Tiangong 2, has anything to do with their moon plans? I don't think so, right? No. It's useless.
Basically, the Chinese have this amazing potential, but they are thinking, let's do all the mistakes that the Americans made. Let's copy them and do everything, all the mistakes they also made. So they first, instead of going to the moon now, which would be an amazing chance in my opinion, they should aim directly for the moon, but instead they are building this space station, which in my opinion, okay, that's only my opinion, I might be wrong, doesn't make so much sense. You know, doesn't make so much sense. You have then this floating space station in Earth orbit. So what? You will have Starship in a few years, which basically has twice or three times the volume of one Starship, will have more volume than the entire Chinese space station. So then what is the purpose of this?
Yeah, but as a Chinese, of course, I would hope that China will progress faster. I mean, of course, I cannot imagine that they would be faster than SpaceX, but I do hope they can or they will try to keep up with the States or to keep up with NASA.
I hope so, just to put more pressure on the United States. I think the United States is this sleeping giant, it's a sleeping giant. But the United States need the pressure. Without the pressure, they get lazy a bit, like, oh, I'm a bit lazy now, I will sleep a bit now, And when the United States have the pressure from someone, as it happened in the Soviet era, the 60s, the space race, they went insane. In a matter of like 10, 15 years, they went totally crazy and accomplished amazing things. And then afterwards, like, oh, the pressure is gone, we have won. Okay, well, that's it,
Yeah, but thanks to Jim Bridenstine, I think now NASA is really speeding up, right?
Yeah.
He's really trying to push NASA forwards to meet the 2024 manned moon landing.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I think Jim Bridenstine is probably one of the best NASA administrators ever. He's like a very good political tactician, and he knows how to play this game, this bipartisanship in the US Senate, and you have these opposing politicians, and he's kind of smart. He's playing this very good, and I think this time actually NASA has a really good chance to actually make it, to actually land on the moon.
Yeah, and we have another. So Greg is thinking about if we could manufacture methane on the moon. Would that be NASA's announcement?
Could be, but discovery of carbon deposits from asteroids. That would be an interesting announcement, because of course that would be ideal for Starship, right?
Yeah.
So having methane deposits or carbon deposits on the moon where you can extract the methane would be perfect for refueling Starship, of course, right?
Yeah.
That would be amazing. But I don't know what the chances are for that. Probably not, but we could be surprised.
Who knows? And Andrea asks our relation with the angry astronaut. He's one of our best YouTube friends, right?
He's awesome. We love the angry astronaut. We saw his videos. Like, he wrote a comment on our video like 1 year ago, over 1 year ago already, right?
Yeah, really long time ago. I mean, when he started, he already wrote us on Facebook also.
Yeah.
And we did a small collaboration together when we were also quite small and didn't know how to do collaboration actually on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. And we said, okay, this guy is funny, he's awesome, he has the same views like we have.
He's also more aggressive than some other space channels,
which we also like very much. He bashes SLS, he bashes Blue Origin, he bashes all the right people who deserve it, like us. And then we said, like, hey, this guy is awesome, let's do a collaboration. And we actually plan on doing more collaborations in the future, of course.
Yeah, and he also has a lot of nice topics, and I mean, we both think, like, unfortunately now, of course, SpaceX is always in the focus. So if you upload a video about Starship, you get most of views. But there are also other space flight topics which are interesting. And the angry astronaut, he also does like other topics.
Yeah.
For example, he uploaded an interview with the Dynetics team about the new Alpaca moon lander, which was really nice. And and also his topics are unconventional, which we like a lot. And it would be awesome. We can grow the channels together to, I don't know, 100k together. I mean, his channel has a similar amount of subscribers as ours, so
would be so
an
awesome.
Interesting journey.
Absolutely.
What else do we have?
Do you know how SpaceX shall handle all that G's? You mean the acceleration forces, the G forces? You mean for rotation? We didn't quite understand the question. Sebastian says, Pavel Krylov, future Dyson Sphere.
That's one of your favorite topics.
I like Dyson Spheres and Dyson Swarms and all this insane stuff, Kardashev Type 3 civilizations and whatnot. It's awesome.
We talked about it in one of our first videos, which was super cringy, super weird.
Yeah. Oh God, our old videos. Please
don't watch them.
Please never watch them. We are quite ashamed. Yeah, we talked about it actually once, or we mentioned Dyson Spheres a few times, because we sometimes like to talk about alien civilizations. You know, we believe there are many alien civilizations in the universe, and we think the concept of Dyson Sphere is it even a realistic concept? It might turn out Dyson Spheres are an absolutely unrealistic concept and they cannot even be built. Just because we humans can imagine that something can be built, it doesn't mean that it really can be built, you know? So it might turn out that Dyson Spheres are utterly impossible. And that would explain why we don't see, or why we haven't found Dyson Spheres. So our whole concept of understanding how alien civilizations operate might be absolutely wrong. And that's why we don't understand, or we think we don't see them, but our understanding might just not be far enough.
And now we have so many people watching us, like, and Ed Dyers, thanks a lot.
Hi Ed.
We see you so often in the comment section. Yeah, how the YouTube algorithm works.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm. You are the expert.
We never know why some videos have more views, others not. It's like still mystery for us. So
yeah, sometimes we do a video and we say like, oh God, this video is total crap, and then suddenly it has a large amount of views, and then we say like, wow, this video, we put so much effort in, it was, we like that video so much, hopefully many people will watch it, and then it doesn't have many views. So we don't understand the logic sometimes. But what we do understand is that for us it's quite bad that we do electric cars and disruptive technology and spaceflight, right?
Yeah.
That's basically, you said like it would be better if we do only one topic.
Yeah.
Or
at least for, yeah, I mean, many people are talking about niche on YouTube. So if you have a very niche down channel, you would perform better. So if you would only do space news, probably we would perform better our channel, but we are also interested in other stuff.
Yeah, we want to talk about stuff that we are also interested in. We cannot do videos about things where we aren't fully interested in. So we will always from time to time do something where we say like, aha, this is a fascinating topic, you know, this is fascinating. We want to learn more about it ourselves.
Yeah, now we are also thinking about changing up the disruption report a bit, because until now we are mainly doing Tesla news, but there are also so many Tesla channels out there, and some of them are much faster than us with the news.
Yeah.
So we don't want to report good old news to you guys. So we are thinking about, of course, we'll keep the Tesla news, but also maybe dive into some other topics like with more details.
Yeah.
And we will introduce the polls again on the community tab. So
because we had polls for a time.
Yeah.
And the participation was not very high at that moment, and
the videos didn't have so many views. I mean, we had a video talking about what Tesla could produce for SpaceX, or what kind of technologies Tesla will offer for the colony on Mars, but that video didn't do so well, so we thought probably that's not so interesting, but actually we are super interested in such kind of topics.
Yeah, we'll just do it again because I think many people are interested in such topics, and we ourselves are also interested in such topics. So we want to explore some outlandish concepts, or just do one episode only on, I don't know, flying air taxis or Hyperloop, or only on, you know.
Thanks a lot for the super chat.
Thank you so much, Byron Harris.
Yeah, we see you so often. Thank you.
A fan from Dayton, Ohio. Cool. Nice.
Yeah, we also have to go to Ohio, right? If you visit the states.
Of course,
we have to visit every state at some point.
We have to do an insane Cybertruck road tour through the whole of United States. It will be quite a long tour.
Okay, people are asking about the cars, so we say it again. Sebastian is the one who plays the guitar.
Yes, not so much anymore, unfortunately, only sometimes. But I try to still play from time to time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like every Chinese girl, had to play the piano, or I learned how to play the piano when I was a child. But later on, I realized it's not really my thing, the piano. So we sold the piano, and
yes, in China, it's like good measure for the child to be able to play piano, right?
Yeah.
Every parent, basically.
In China, as a child, you have to be good at math. You have to be good at least one instrument. So piano or violin, they are the most popular ones. Guitar not so popular in China, but nowadays it's coming, I think.
Yeah.
I'm a standard Chinese. I was a standard Chinese child, so.
I think that standard Chinese child is like brutally smarter than I am, you know? What a Chinese child does, it's already so insane. So I'm so amazed every time, but what those children are capable of learning and doing, it's wow, they are out of this world.
Yeah, and thanks a lot for the super tech, Andrew King, and maybe at some point we'll start a Discord, right? At some point.
Yes, please forgive us because we are quite slow with everything.
Yeah.
So we needed a long time to get warmed up with live stream now. So we're now doing live stream, and we will do a Discord. Yes, we have already Discord test server.
Yeah.
We have a test server already set up. So we certainly will do a Discord sooner or later, 100%. Depends on how fast we are again, because we have to do the videos, have to keep up with the videos. There's so much stuff going on. Sometimes like, wow, what should we do next? 1,000 things happening. Yeah.
I think the G's are clarified. It's being clarified now what the G's mean. Probably. Is the...
So... The Vishuddhana, oh sorry for you, I cannot pronounce it. Vishuddhana Suma Vinayak. Wow, that's an amazing name. How would SpaceX handle all the G's on the astronauts sitting in Starship? The same way it's handled in Space Shuttle, the same way it's was handled in the Saturn V. So you have some G forces when starting, when lifting off, so the same way it has been done until now.
Would you be afraid of that if we could travel on board of Starship at some point?
Depends on when we travel and what has happened before.
Yeah.
So if Starship has like 100 flawless starts and everything went nicely, no rapid disassembly, unscheduled rapid disassembly, and everything went well, then why not? Then having a moon round trip.
I mean, if we would be offered a free ticket, I think we would take it, right?
Like
even if it's in the early stage.
Yusaku Misawa's round trip?
Yeah.
If Yusaku would call us and like, hey Yusaku, hey, how's it going, pal? And Yusaku says, hey, I offer you this free ride in Starship, then we would think about it. We would think about it, but it depends, of course, on the previous history of Starship.
Yeah, but I trust them. I mean, now they're always now super careful, right?
They are very careful. Yeah. And I think Starship will be tested hundreds of times with Starlink launches until actually humans will fly on Starship. Until Starship is ready for humans, so I think it will fly hundreds of times and bring lots of Starlink satellites into orbit. Lots of Starlink satellites.
And they are also now super careful with each Falcon 9 launch, not only with the Crew Dragon launch. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we have a huge donation from Connor Harris.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Connor Harris, wow, thank you so much. We always read your comments, and you are also among the, like, every time, like Connor Harris, we know every time this is an intelligent comment. Like, this is an intelligent comment.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that you not only watch our space content, but also the Tesla news and other.
Yeah.
The disruption report.
Absolutely. So he says, do you think Tesla will diversify into other technologies or business areas? If so, what sort of things? Actually, Tesla is already doing this, and it already shows in which direction it will go, right? So it's doing the Tesla insurance, for example. Like, what? Insurance now? No one would have thought that. 5 years ago, if you would have told someone Tesla will also go into insurance, car insurance, like what? They are going into solar with their Tesla solar roof. They are going into
these mega packs or terra packs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just starting. I mean, they don't have so many mega pack projects yet worldwide, but I think they will expand.
It's starting. I think they just finished this one for PG&E in California somewhere. One, how many? Was it 1 gigawatt hour? Or it could have been 1 gigawatt hour. So an insanely large pack for evening out renewable energies.
They are absolutely necessary. And we also talked about in our video that such thing would also be very useful for the moon or Mars to store energy for the night hours.
Yeah.
Because the temperature fluctuations are just so insane on the moon or on Mars.
Yeah. And basically, for example, on Mars, you have like Mars rotates with a similar duration than Earth. So there's like 12 hours of darkness on Mars. So of course you don't get sunshine for the solar panels. You will have the same problem like here on Earth. So you will need huge battery packs, for example, to store the surplus, to store the energy for later use. And what else is Tesla doing? I mean,
we also speculated about the famous electric vehicle Elon is always talking about, and the Model V.
Every day,
And we see a lot of renders, but maybe, I mean, we believe that probably Tesla wouldn't do it, but Elon will do it under another brand, probably a new brand in a few years when he finally has time. Hopefully when Starship is up and running, maybe he would have time to develop an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And
the electric vehicle idea, he's talking about it all the time. So I think he's so angry that no one is capable of doing it. He's like, what the hell, I have to do it again? Why do I always have to do everything?
I mean, now you already see it with Hyperloop, right? Elon only had the idea, but he didn't have a Hyperloop company. He only has the boring company for the boring tunnel. So Hyperloop is progressing super slow.
Yeah, exactly. When people say Hyperloop is a scam, we like to answer, because Elon isn't doing it. That's why those companies are slow. But Tesla is expanding into so many directions. So in the future, VTOLs, ships, batteries for ships. The ship sector is also huge.
How realistic do you think ships are? What kind of batteries would you need? Insane large batteries.
Yeah, I mean the energy density will have to improve, of course, more. But when we have like 400 watt hours, 500 watt hours per kilogram of energy density for the batteries, I think ships won't be a problem anymore. Electric VTOLs, and who knows what Elon will come up next with. I mean, robo-taxis, self-driving robo-taxis. Now the FSD beta has come out, the full self-driving beta.
Yeah, but electric ships would be really nice. I mean, you would have so much less pollution.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thanks a lot for the super chat, Charles. And
Charles W.
In Austin.
Love,
we were in Austin.
Love back to Austin. Austin was awesome. Yes, we were in Austin last week.
Exactly 1 year ago, probably.
We liked it very much, but we had the bad luck to be there when there was some kind of weird cricket invasion. Yeah. And if there's one thing we absolutely don't like, it's huge masses of insects. So this kind of like dampened a bit our Austin experience, which otherwise would have been amazing, or was still amazing. I mean, the food there was awesome. Yeah. Then the bars with all the music, live music and so on. Awesome city.
Yeah, people were thinking, we all even bought, you bought a pair of cowboy boots, and each of us bought a cowboy hat in Austin.
Of course. You cannot, because
we were the normal tourists.
You cannot, in Texas, if you are caught without cowboy boots and cowboy hat, you go to jail. You go to jail.
Okay, you look like Kimbo.
That is a bit exaggerated now.
You look like Kimbo Master. And thanks for the super chat, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Patrick Henners. Once again, a stupid question. There are no stupid questions, Patrick. What will SpaceX use to lift the Starship onto the super booster? That's a good question. Probably some sort of crane.
They already have lots of super cranes now.
Yeah, they have a lot of cranes. They have this Bluezilla, which is used has been used for all kinds of tasks and to construct the high bay assembly building. But probably a crane. Probably later, maybe when it gets more fancy and the whole system is better evolved, they probably will have some automated process where Starship is rolled to the launch pad and then lifted up with some kind of device, all incorporated into a nice package.
I mean, you know, always say building the factory or the ship factory itself is actually more important than building the ships.
Yeah, exactly. The machine that builds the machine, it's much harder to build the machine that builds the machine than the actual machine.
I mean, they improved now a lot now with Tesla. I mean, when they started, a Tesla car has so many pieces, and now they have this single piece. How do you call it? Single piece?
Yeah, single piece molding, kind of, yeah. Yeah, they are improving constantly all the time. And basically the fabrication process, if you look only at Starship, the surface, only if you look at Starship, like the latest iterations, SN 8, 9, 10 and so on, and compare it to Mark 1, the old ones, like this is, you already see it visually, like there's an insane difference. It's like quality-wise worlds above the old steel fabrication process. Yeah.
And thanks for the super chat, David. We love you too.
David Markey, thanks so much. We love you too.
And we have so many questions.
We have so many questions.
We apologize if we cannot answer everything because
because we are also I'm totally like this is like a lot of information.
The chats are moving so fast.
Yeah.
And we have Gal.
Thanks a lot.
We will keep it up. We will keep uploading videos.
Don't worry, we will never stop because we have fun doing this and we won't stop.
And another question.
Philip Hotelling. Hi Philip, thank you so much for your very friendly donation. Are you expecting Starship or Moonship to be the first to orbit the moon? The Dear Moon project was supposed to launch in 2023. Do you think SpaceX will be able to meet this time frame? That's a good question. I think 2023 will be hard. It will be hard. Because we have to keep in mind Starship has not been tested on humans. So until you can safely say that Starship will be safe for humans, you have to launch it at least 100 times, if not more. So I think what they will do is have
But Falcon 9 was launched less than 100 times until it launched Crew Dragon, right?
That's also true. But then again, it has a launch abort system. Yeah. That's also that's a problem, right? Yeah. I mean, we heard it sometimes.
Lots of people also ask us about the launch abort system, right?
Yeah.
Why Starship doesn't have one?
Yeah, it doesn't have a launch abort system, so it needs to be super safe. Because if it explodes, it's really not good. So it's really bad. And basically, I think to be on the safe side, to come back to your question, Philip, to be on the safe side, I think you will have to launch at least 100 times, many Starlink missions. And I think it will be very close to until 2023. So we shouldn't be very sad if it's 2024 or even 2025. So we always have to keep in mind these dates are like plus minus a few years, more like plus a few years. But it's still 100 times better than we would have had without SpaceX. So we should always be happy that SpaceX exists, because without SpaceX, no moon in the 2020s, probably. Hi Mark Davis, thank you so much for your donation. How do you know so much about US lobbying? We read a lot about politics. So we are interested in politics, and we are always interested in what's going on behind the scenes. Why is this now happening? Why also when you read a headline, so the media writes something. Yeah. Why are they writing this? Might they have an agenda? Might they, always ask what's happening, what could be the reason for that, right?
And I'm also listening to a lot of podcasts when I do treadmill, and then you have like interesting interviews with people who don't also, they just speak out the truth, and then
you listen to some?
We have to link like basically each piece of information we have from different sources together by ourselves.
Yeah.
And I mean, I cannot tell for myself because I'm much younger than he is, and you were older, and you was already follow the American space program since I don't know how many years ago, and they just got cancelled, and you were asking yourself what's going on, right?
Yeah, it started basically, I was disappointed already as a child. Like, I was promised moon bases, okay? When I was a child in the 80s, they said moon base in the year 2000. And then the year 2000 came and like, what the hell's going on? Nothing happening. And it looked like still nothing will happen for a long time. There were no plans. I was thinking, how can this be? They went to the moon so many years ago, and then now nothing is happening. I was so disappointed. I was angry, sad. This is not the future I was promised. This is a shit future. I want a cool future, you know?
Yeah.
So I was starting to read about like what are the causes for that. And now we're basically like trying always to find out what could be happening. And we have some very good political blogs, and you watch.
And also thanks to this channel, we receive so many messages from you guys, and also emails, and from people who are working at Boeing or Lockheed, or who have worked there, and just told us about their stories, basically. Yeah,
exactly. So that is also another nice thing, that we interact more with you people, and actually we start getting really nice and interesting information from many of you. We're like, wow, nice, we didn't know that actually, you know. So that is so cool that we are also learning a lot from you. Hi, Isaac Löwen, thank you so much for the donation. Super fan here, thank you so much. I have a nice collection of my favorite YouTubers saying I'm awesome.
That's a good collection.
If you want, you can say Isaac Löwen is awesome. Okay. Isaac Löwen is awesome.
You are awesome. Isaac Löwen is awesome.
Of course, no problem.
That was an easy question.
Patrick Lowe, thank you so much for your donation. To truly colonize Mars, it would need an artificial magnetosphere. Are you aware of any research plans of developing this? Yes, we are. Of course. So there is actually, we saw a talk from someone proposing to to place an artificial, very strong magnet between the Sun and Mars at the Lagrange point L1, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Between the Sun and Mars, there's the Lagrange point. So you place very strong magnet there, superconducting, insanely strong field, a few Tesla at least. And this field would generate a magnetic field so strong that it would deflect the solar wind. But because it's so far away from Mars, the solar wind would be deflected in such a way that it would not hit Mars anymore. So in theory, it's possible. But of course, you would need a very high amount of energy to create this field and keep it running. So, but it is possible, and I'm very sure it can be done in the future. When you have like fusion energy, the energy would be sufficient enough, I think, to build something like this.
Yeah. So do you want to play a bit of your guitar?
No, I'm afraid. I'm nervous. I cannot play guitar right now. Let's get.
People want to see it.
I will certainly play in the next live streams. Okay, in the next live streams I have to practice a bit, and they aren't even connected. They aren't connected. So, but okay, next live streams at some point we will do it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So because I have to connect now the electric amplifier and so on.
And thanks for the super chat.
Thank you so much, Cholton Wheelie. Cool. Play Rocket Man. I can't. Rocket Man from Elton John is a cool song, but I cannot play it. I'm sorry.
The movie was nice.
Do you watch Anton? Hi, Pavel Kirillov. Do you watch Anton Petrov videos? Yes, of course. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's like...
I don't know how he managed to upload basically 1 video per day.
He's a machine. Yeah. He's like, how is he doing it?
He's so smart.
And
I'm embarrassed.
And he's explaining it. What I like about him, he always takes very new research and explains it in a very understandable and excellent way that everyone can understand it. Yeah. That's amazing.
And thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
We will keep uploading videos for sure.
Thank you, Jerry Welch, for your donation. Thank you so much. They just want us to sing, I have the impression, right?
I cannot sing.
No, she's like, really, she's good at doing the Hulk, yeah, but not at singing, right?
No. Because I have a severe ear problem, probably because of that I cannot hear so well.
Yeah, yeah. You have like, you only hear on one ear basically, yeah, right?
So if I sing, I cannot tell if it's right or not. It's in the tune. It's the tune is right or not.
Yeah.
I think somebody asked why Germany didn't sign the Artemis Accords.
Good question. Why didn't Germany sign the Artemis Accords? Italy did, which is quite funny, which is quite interesting. Our Italian friends were very quick to sign the Artemis Accords, but Germany not. Maybe
you should look into that.
Maybe we should find out if they are planning it, but who knows? I mean, it would be nice if they did.
Yeah. Yeah, how much do you think Starship passenger tickets will be? Depends on when, right?
Yeah, Ross Z32 asks this. Well, depends on where you want to go. Starship tickets for Earth to Earth or to the Moon or Mars. The further away, the more expensive. It's the short answer. And
I mean, we hope that at some point it will be the possibility that if you would be willing to work on the Moon or on Mars, if you would be willing to be a test object, maybe there would be some discount. That would be nice, right?
Yes. Yeah, but I think the target is to be able to travel to the Moon, for example, for a few $1,000s, maybe in 20 years. A few $1,000s and you can travel to the Moon. That would be the target.
Yeah.
And for Mars, Elon often said $100,000.
Yeah.
Travel to Mars should not cost more than buying a house. And you can also take a loan, he said, and you will be able to take loans, travel to Mars, and then work on Mars to basically pay for that loan, yeah, pay back the loan.
I mean, for the first step, it probably is really a one-way trip, right? If you don't have improved propulsion systems,
yeah,
it's basically a one-way trip for retirement.
Many people will go there for retirement, probably. I mean, quite honestly, if we would like have the possibility that we're 60 and like we think, yeah, why not? I mean, that would be an awesome experience for the last 20, 30, 40 years of your life. You have this amazing experience of creating something new on Mars. I mean, wow.
We might become the first YouTubers on Mars if YouTube still exists.
Yes, let's exactly, yeah.
And
let's go to Mars.
Yeah. Two informaticals.
Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much. To Innamed Vampire.
What does
tot înainte vampir. Mulțumesc foarte mult.
What does
I like your channel a lot. It's Romanian.
Yeah, we have someone from Romania, your home country.
Thank you so much.
Darker Than Black. That's a nice name.
Darker Than Black. Thank you so much for your donation. What do you guys think is the biggest hurdle to the Artemis program right now? Love from Canada. Love back to Canada. Canada is awesome. Appreciate the content gets me through the weeks. Thank you so much. We are so happy to read that. We cannot even believe it, but it's wonderful for us. The biggest hurdle to the Artemis program right now, what do you think?
The funding, the budget?
Yeah, I would agree. The budget, the HLS budget, because it will be decided soon what basically, like how much money NASA will get for the fiscal year 2021. And this is going to be decided soon, and they need $3.5 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right now they only have 600 million. So that's quite the difference there. And basically, without this funding, if they don't get the necessary funding, that could be a problem for the Artemis program. And also it's unclear, should a new president get elected now in the elections, it's also unclear how this would go on with the Artemis program. That's also a lot. We speculated in our last video that it wouldn't get cancelled, but you never know. So there's also a lot of political uncertainty now, right?
Yeah. But the election is not far away anymore, so let's see.
Yeah. Greg Smith says NASA is not the answer. We agree. SpaceX is the answer. We all know that. But it's good to have multiple paths. So a plan B, basically. You know, it's always good if you have many options. Crazy Icelander 8321 says, when and how fast do you think it will take SpaceX to create an offshore platform for Starship launches? So
they're already starting it, right? Somehow.
They want to start, so the offshore platform, I mean, they want to build a Boca Chica resort at some point. And when do you think offshore launches will be possible? What would you say? I mean, they have to build the offshore platforms for Starship. They have to build them from scratch because the current drone ships are not big enough for Starship. So they will have to build them from scratch, and it's like, wow, this could take a while.
But for Super Heavy, it's absolutely essential, right?
Yeah.
Because the Raptor engines are just so loud.
Exactly. The Raptor engines are so insanely loud. You will need probably to launch it from offshore. So how long will it take SpaceX? 2 years? 1 year? 2 years? Something like that?
Yeah, we were also thinking, because if, I mean, this would be like a plan B, should SpaceX, I mean, we were also speculating that they could launch from international worker, right? Not only from America.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they are working more, basically more close with NASA together, probably it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
But you are, of course, more flexible with offshore launch platforms.
You're more flexible. I mean, in case something goes wrong, they say, oh, we go to international waters, and then your legislation does not concern us anymore. That's also a nice plan B if things go wrong.
And thanks for the super chat, Jam King.
Thanks, Jam King.
We would like to report from Boca Chica, right?
Oh man, we love you too. First of all, Jam King, will you ever report from Boca Chica? We hope we can someday.
Yeah.
It would be nice to visit Boca Chica and see everything for ourselves. When we do the Cybertruck road trip, we certainly will drive there.
Yeah.
We certainly will drive south to Boca Chica all the way and do a live stream. We can do a live stream from Boca Chica. How about that?
That would be so nice.
That would be awesome.
I mean, we are so jealous of all those people who live in Boca Chica. We always saw so many pictures and videos on Twitter, also from Austin Bernard or from Mary, Boca Chica girl, or from other amazing people there. And it's like you see the Starship, and then you see the aerial view, and then only then you realize how insanely big Starship is.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
I even cannot imagine.
Yeah, that's what Felix also said, that when you see it in person, it blows you away how insanely big this stuff actually is, right? We underestimate it. We see those small pictures like, oh, look, Starship there, standing now, SN8 standing there. Okay, it looks, you realize that it's big, but you don't have the feeling how big it really is, right? Hi A Bets, thank you for your donation. Have you had a chance to speak to Premier Musk in recognition of your channel. Thanks so much for the show. I'm an Australian working in the Middle East. Wow, cool.
Respect.
Cool. I think there are so many space channels out there, far bigger than ours, far more famous than ours. I don't think Elon has ever heard of us yet, but who knows what will happen in the future.
Yeah.
Who knows? We will try to establish communications with Elon, but of course he has so many people who want to get in touch with him. It's like, phew, not easy certainly.
Yeah, but thanks to Twitter and YouTube, I mean, I read the Astron, he already did maybe 2 interviews with Elon and one with Jim Bridenstine. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And now Starship is progressing so fast. We have a lot of Starship runners, and they also get recognized by Elon. So it's really nice to see the space community both here on YouTube and Twitter, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the Tesla community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's... we hope, I mean, we are working towards that, but we have to be patient.
And you rock too.
Pedro Munoz, yes, you rock too. What's better, the new electric Hummer or Tesla's truck? We will, of course, talk about it on Wednesday, I think. This will be the last regular Disruption Report episode. And of course, we have some strong opinions on that. So, I mean, we just have to look at the stats of the Hummer, like 350 miles of range for $112,000. And then you have the Cybertruck, $80,000 and 500-mile range. Sounds a bit better, I would say. So, you know, the stats, it looks cool, it looks like a monster, but the stats are not so impressive for that price point, right? What do you say?
And the range is just...
The range is really...
not very impressive.
Yeah. And the price, like the price to range ratio is really not good compared to Cybertruck. Wow, so many questions. We're so sorry that we're so slow. Are we going to get the Incredible Hulk today?
Maybe. But you have to first answer the question about Hyperloop. I saw a question about Hyperloop. Will we have Hyperloop worldwide? That would be good, right?
A worldwide Hyperloop network would of course be amazing.
I mean, we have so many different projects now going on, right? In Europe, they have some test projects. There are also Hyperloop companies in Holland, in Poland, and from Spain, I think, another one.
Yeah.
Zelaris.
Yeah, exactly, Zelaris.
And we have now this new project in Virginia in the States.
Yeah.
And projects in India and Dubai are also progressing, I think.
Yeah. So worldwide Hyperloop network, it depends. I think Hyperloop is good for distances of up to 1,000 kilometers. But for example, driving the entire route from, let's say, the southernmost tip of South America to the northernmost areas of Canada, you probably will not do that in a Hyperloop. So I think there will be small regional batches of Hyperloops. So the Great Lakes Hyperloop, the European Hyperloop, I don't know, the Middle Eastern Hyperloop, and you will travel around in those areas, but to get further away, you will use the electric VTOL jet, Elon's electric VTOL jet, for distances of around 5,000 kilometers. Yeah. And for 10,000 and more, I would say you use Starship Earth to Earth. So I think Hyperloop probably, that doesn't make for me a lot of sense to build a global Hyperloop network. More like regional Hyperloops, you know. But who knows what will be in 500 years. Maybe in 500 years it could be. Ferenc Paschier, thank you so much for your donation.
You rock too.
You rock too. You watch every show. We are like, wow. Wow, we don't know what to say. We feel very honored and flattered when people say they watch every show. We cannot really believe it somehow, because we watch our videos and then we say like, but every time we think the others are better than us, right? Like look at this guy, the everyday astronaut. He made such an amazing video, and we every time think like the others are much cooler. So we are very happy that you would watch our videos. Thank you so much.
But maybe we should slowly wrap up here, right? We still have some later appointments.
We need to, like we said, the duration would be 1.5 hours, right?
Maybe we can still answer a last question, or a few last questions. The Expanse. I saw a lot of Expanse. We watched The Expanse? I think we watched the first season, right? Or
yes.
Also the second season?
Yes. We watched The Expanse. It has some interesting concepts. Certainly the physics is interesting, and the idea of having Mars as an
independent country, right?
Kind of, yeah. So Mars, like this idea of far future war between Earth and Mars and the belt and all these factions is certainly interesting, but the
videos were good and they got a lot of physics stuff also, right?
Yes.
But the characters are not so likable for us somehow.
For us, it's like we also like characters that are kind of relatable and behave in a way where you think, yes, that's realistic. And they behave sometimes like 14-year-old juveniles who have drunk too much alcohol and like, what? You have said something against me, I will kick you now. I don't know. No one behaves like that. This is a bit exaggerated for our taste. So our motivation to view it kind of declined.
Yeah.
But we certainly like the physics and the world, the factions. That we do like.
Yeah. And
anything else
I see a lot of people saying they watch every episode of ours. It's really amazing. We are really very thankful for that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We don't know what to say.
No.
Would you have thought it? I don't know.
mean, now we upload 3 videos per week, and you are watching each single one of them. It's amazing.
We're really flattered and honored, and I don't know. Wow, we don't know what to say, right? So nice. It's really so nice, and this is actually what motivates us to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Anything else? One last one.
Yeah.
Two last one.
Two last one questions.
Okay, two last questions, and then we have to eat something also, and we also have to go to bed at some point.
So which question do you like to answer?
Maybe
warp drive. It's a good physics question.
Could we see a small kiss at the end also? That's a funny one. Who knows? Who knows? Did you guys think about warp drive as the next Elon Musk thing? What do you say? Warp drive? Technically feasible or not?
I'm not so sure. I'm not a physics.
This is not your area. Here. Like you.
I'm more into the mathematics stuff.
you like it in your abstract kind of group theory and abstract
but
stuff,
I like
right?
Star Trek, so when you watch Star Trek often enough, you believe in the warp drive, you know.
Yes, that's true. I think the warp drive will be like not the next thing and not the thing after that, but the thing after quite a few more things, because it's very far out technology and would involve some insane physics where we are not even sure if it would work, like negative energy and stuff like that. So it's very hypothetical, but it might be doable at some point in the far future. And one last one. Jason, way beyond our reach for now, sadly. I agree. Warp drive is way insane technology, like not next level, but many levels above our capability.
And we have a good question from Roland Lawrence. So could SpaceX move even faster if they had more money?
Wow, that's actually a very good question. What do you think? If they had unlimited money, let's say they have like $500 billion now.
Yeah.
Bam, just like that. Would you say they could move faster? They could build everything faster?
I do think they could have more like Starship prototypes, so they can test out different, welding techniques nose cone designs or even engine designs or flaps designs or landing leg designs simultaneously. That would be great.
Yes, I agree. They could do many things at the same time, and they could just they could say, okay, let's build 5 Boca Chicas. Let's build 5 Boca Chicas, clone Boca Chica, build it 5 or 10 times, have 5 or 10 teams working on those sites at the same time.
And they abandoned the Coco site in Florida. That was a bit sad also.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
But yes, I think if they had unlimited amounts of money, they probably would progress faster because they would pour in everything they could.
Yeah.
But luckily, I think they will have almost unlimited amounts of money thanks to Starlink. So in a few years, when Starlink cash flows in, right, then basically they have almost unlimited money. Almost.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Pedro Munoz, for your donation. Wow,
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And we are sorry that now we have to go, but maybe we'll do this again at some point in a month, maybe.
Yeah,
So tell us what you think if you want to see such a live stream again.
Do you want to see it more often? How often? Once per month would be nice, or every few weeks or something.
Yeah. And we apologize we didn't have a real structure today, so
because
if you have any ideas how we could do it in the future to make it more interesting
we're
for
total
you.
noobs.
Yeah.
We're total noobs at live
You
streaming.
can always leave us comment under any video, or we'll also share some posts on the community tab on our homepage. So
of course.
we are very looking forward to your ideas, and
absolutely.
consider subscribing to us, of course. Then you will get notified if we do a live stream again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for watching our live stream and for watching our videos.
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience for us. We don't know what to say every time. We feel extremely honored.
We are not used to
No, absolutely not. We're
we're not used to receiving so many compliments. Thank you so much.
No, because we're just two nerds sitting at home and doing videos, basically. That's the reality, That's the reality of being YouTubers. It's
Yeah, and thanks a lot for all the nice words and for subscribing to us. And
Absolutely.
And depending where you are in the world, we wish you a nice day, nice night.
Yes, and one Hulk now for
I didn't forget it.
Of course not. Come on, once.
Hot doesn't like it. Hot doesn't like SS.
Help! Hulk doesn't like SLS, right? No. So thank you so much, guys. Look, now this is the proof that we're really a couple, right?
Yes, we are a couple.
I'm married to Hulk. That's an insane experience, I can tell you. But thank you so much again, and then on to the future, right?
Yes, on to the future.
On to the future.
And thanks again.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next time. Na gut. One small kiss.
Now really, bye.
Bye.